This is Access 27, home of Vacaville Sports. Media Man. Hey Vacaville, thanks for tuning in. This is Media Man Productions along with Access 27, bringing you the best in local sports coverage. You're tuned in to Vacaville Sports. Okay, what's up? Hey Vacaville, this is Vacaville Sean. This is Vacaville Sports. Thanks for tuning in. Today I have a special treat for you guys. You know me, I'm the guy that does all the highlights. I love doing all the sports, recording different sports events. Videographer for the Vacaville Bengals, and I got a whole bunch of the crew down here with me today. Later on in the show, I'm going to have some of the coaches commentating some of their footage. I did a little highlight tape. My Best of the Best 2012 did pretty good on YouTube, so this year I wanted to do the Best of the Best 2013. Add a couple coaches in there, do some commentation, get a couple of the board members down here, let you guys see how the Bengals really do it. We're getting down here in Vacaville, you know how we do it. So basically, this is just to let you guys see how we do it. Come down and check us out. Hopefully, you guys enjoy the show. I got my boy Jason down here. I got my boy Mike. I'm going to introduce him now, so stay tuned. 1 second, we'll be right back with you. Okay. So I'm back with the fellas. I got my coaches. I'm gonna go ahead and let everybody introduce themselves. Starting over here, we got
Coach Busby,
Coach Darren Cole, the president of Vacaville Bengals, Mike Maldonado.
Hey, Jason Wright, the coach's coordinator.
Okay, you guys know me. I'm Vacaville Sean. So basically, today we're gonna cover up a whole bunch of different issues. You know, nothing too serious, but one major issue, we did recently see that show on TV, the Tykes, the little Tykes, is that what it was called? Friday Night Tykes.
Yeah.
And we didn't like how they represented youth football in a way. It just wasn't the way we actually do it here in Vacaville, so we wanted to speak on that a little bit. So who wants to start out on a little bit with the helmet to helmet? Do you guys agree with it? Do you think they're getting too strict on the rules now? Well, you know, what, do you think? I mean, I personally, let me give my opinion, and you know, I'm probably gonna get punished for this later from all my fans. Great, but honestly, I believe that football is one of those kind of really aggressive sports. I don't think that you should take away too much from it, but we all want to be safe. You know what I mean? And I played football when I was a kid. And it was one of the best experiences that I ever had. I believe if you train right, your body will be able to absorb the punishment, you know what I mean? And so basically, yeah, if you're not training your kids right, then you might have an issue. But that's just my personal opinion. I believe if everyone's trained right, I don't like to see a bunch of guys going out on the football field like barely hugging and you know not making good time. I want to see hard hits, aggressive football. So with that part of the Tykes, I did like the one team,
The Outlaws.
The Outlaws. They were awesome. I liked everything about the Outlaws except for the beginning, how they started the show trying to show the little controversy with the ghetto parent. But other than that, no, they were a class act organization. You know what I mean? So I believe that you should kind of train the kids to go hard. You know what I mean? What do you guys think?
Well, go ahead. Go ahead, Coach.
Personally, I mean, like you were saying, you put too many rules into it. I don't think that necessarily solves the problem, and then you're going to end up, you might as well play flag football.
Yeah.
But having said that, safety is obviously an issue that should be taken seriously, and to me as coaches, it's our job, especially as youth coaches and even high school coaches, it's our job to teach those fundamentals, to make sure they keep their heads up, to make sure their shoulder pads get low, and So to me, it's more of a culture thing. You could put all kinds of rules into it, and it's not necessarily going to solve the issue.
Yeah.
The issue to me is more you need to have a culture of coaches that are going to teach the correct way of playing football, the safe way of playing football. Safety equipment is great. I think they're coming a long way with that. But again, that's not going to solve the problem outright. It all comes down to coaching and creating culture.
Exactly, and I believe that's what we pride ourselves with the Bengals is our coaches. Definitely, we're proud of our children, but I truly believe our coaches is what sets us at a different bar above the rest. It's their further education. Our athletic director, he always presses the coaches for continued education. We have the heads-up clinics, coaches clinics, additional clinics besides just the mandated ones by the league. So Vacaville Bengals, we pride ourselves on our coaching and teach the kids the right way to tackle, the right way to take a tackle. So yeah, we definitely don't teach helmet-to-helmet contact whatsoever.
Okay. And going into that a little bit deeper, we're talking about the Friday night Tykes and the show. I think it showed a lot of good and a lot of bad. One of the things like the President has said, our coaches have been excellent. Starting the foundation with our tiny mics all the way up to our oldest level. Yeah. They set the tone, and again, it is a culture that we built in regards to the first thing that we teach is safety. Try to get the best equipment. Then we teach the game of football. So we want to teach them how to play properly, how to tackle with the proper form.
To every player.
Yeah. How to catch properly, how to run properly, how to hit the hole. So we teach the game, and then the wins come.
So you guys are definitely teaching them the right form, but you're going hard at the same time. You got to go hard. Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct. I mean, we have a couple of coaches here, and from every level up, we've won championships at every level since I've been with the Bengals. Okay. And again, I think with our coaches, they set the tone, but also our parents, our executive board has been phenomenal. So it takes a mixture of everybody. You got to have a good board, you got to have good coaches, you got to have good players. Yeah. And since we had that mix, we've been very successful. Yeah. The Bengals play a high level of competition. We've been a Division I team. Even our Division II teams could have played Division I, but they had to elect to go to Division II just to help out the Division II teams in that league. So we've always been at the upper echelon of talent.
Yeah. So you guys have bounced around from league to league, and that's basically because you guys are trying to chase the talent, if I'm not correct, right?
We're always seeking the toughest schedule. We don't want the easy road to the trophy. We want the most challenging and the best leagues. If the league isn't structured correctly, we're not going to leave our kids out there to be hurt, susceptible to any drama. So wherever the best situation is for our kids, and we take into account it's not an ego thing. It's not we're better than any other league. It's not that, I don't like a particular team or a different coach doesn't like to travel. It has nothing to do with that. We travel all the way 3 hours away for games. We go from San Jose all the way to Sacramento with the league that we're in now. And before that, it was all throughout the Bay Area. So we've never taken the light road to the championship. It's always the hardest road.
So one thing, I'm going to ask one more question about the helmet to helmet. But that would be funny. But so with the helmet to helmet, you guys, I know there's not supposed to be any helmet to helmet at all, or is there just no certain types of helmet to helmet? You know what I mean? That's a real, in my day when I was taught, I was taught that like you're supposed to take a tackle down, you're supposed to absorb it with your shoulders, your chest, your forehead. Is that correct, or is that wrong? Or have things might have changed to this?
Teach him the 6 gun.
Well, well, it's a helmet to helmet is something that is controversial because you have no idea what that helmet, someone else's helmet's coming down.
Okay.
Levels different. Ours is always head up, eyes up, look over the face mask.
Okay.
6 gun, shoot from the shoulders.
Yeah.
We were talking about the tiny tot, whatever that is, that so-called football they play, and wherever they're playing that football is.
Yeah.
It's a TV show.
Yeah.
And I hope people understand that they want their ratings in that way.
Yeah.
There is people that do it out here the wrong way, but you got it. This is the most aggressive sport there is.
Yeah.
So once you start get your head up, you don't want a kid never to hesitate.
Okay.
Our kid is always full speed, see your target. Because once you slow down. That don't mean he's gonna slow down. That's when you get hurt.
Yeah. Okay.
We start from Hell Week. So we started from Hell Week, just from the kids' team part 2. as our coaches do. We teach head up. That's our next thing. And I hear from every field, head up. You know, we're not trying to get a cheap shot. See your target. That's the best thing in the world, hitting in the right pick, picking them up, dipping up.
And that's what, see, I guess my definition of helmet to helmet is a little different. Of course, I don't think you're never supposed to hit the top of your head. So if you do that, then of course you can have a spinal injury and end your career. But I was always taught that it's really not with the helmet, but maybe the face mask is where you're supposed to tackle somebody, and that's where that major blow comes from, that face mask. And you need to be not helmet to helmet, but aggressive, you know, making those tackles. That's what I see from, at least I'm the video guy recording from the stand, so that's what I like to see.
Well, you want that, and that's an act that we teach. That is correct. And when people say don't use your helmet, people think they need to get the helmet way to the side, and that is the worst thing to do.
Okay.
Because you're getting hit in the neck now. That's when another injury is going to be caused.
Okay.
It's supposed to be you hit straight on with the helmet and slide to the side.
Okay.
So you keep a line. Your body has to be aligned.
Okay.
And
Well, you guys see here, Vacaville, these coaches are well versed. I thought I knew about football. That's why I'm doing this, to get my stuff straight. But anyway, I'm being the videographer. I really enjoy recording these guys, and yeah, they definitely have all the kids' safety at the best of their interest. So, you guys want to hit the helmet to helmet anymore, or do you want to keep going? Anything else about that?
No, the only thing I just want to say about the helmet to helmet stuff, I mean, that is going to be the emphasis from here on out. I mean, you mentioned how things were in the past, from the NFL all the way down. So they believe, if you start them young, if you start the younger generation, tiny might level, the 5, 6, 7-year-olds that are starting to play tackle football, and teach them the right way with the heads up program and hand it down through the NFL, through our AYF football organization, in our league. If we start teaching our coaches and getting it embedded in them at a younger age, we won't have those issues and those bad habits as they get older.
That's true.
Thank
you for coming.
No.
Okay, so I want to thank Darren for stopping by. He's got to cut out on this, but a lot of good input, a lot of good insight on the Bengals. So thanks a lot for coming by.
Okay. Bye, guys.
All right. One of our coaches cut out on us, but we're still with you. Stay tuned. Gonna have a lot of highlights for you. Check it out. But right now, man, the Bengals they have so much success in their record. It's crazy. I don't know the actual statistics, but I know like half of their teams every year go to the championships, and most of the time there's at least 2 or 3 teams that actually take the championship. So with that, they pride themselves so much in staying at that level, no matter what league they go to. And basically, I want to know, man, how do you guys get that to work? I mean, there's several teams in this area also that are great. We have another team right across town, the Bulldogs. They don't have the kind of success that we have over at the Bengals, and I just want to know why. So I'm going to kind of ask the coaches, why do you think that's the case?
Well, with the Vacaville Bengals, what separates us, again, I always have to give it back to the coaches. But it's not only the coaches, it's the parent support. Anywhere you go, it's about the Bengals as a whole and as a family. Even when we travel, teams want us because we come out in droves. Bengal pride. Beyond that, it's hard work and tenacity. Everybody wants to be a Bengal. Everybody wants to be a Bengal. We have songs about it. But that doesn't take away from any other organization. I mean, Solano Warriors, they're great competition. I wouldn't call them rivals, I'd call them great competitors. We have Oak Grove, Richmond Steelers, Oakland Dynamites. I mean, the list goes on. And these are big name programs that we're kind of like the new boots. But what makes us completely different is our hard work. From the board. The board puts in so much work. We have 13 board members. I know some organizations, they got 2 board members. So we have a lot of volunteers that make this program work. The coaches put in time. We have coaches that don't take days off. If you watched the segment earlier with Coach Busby and Coach Darren Coleman, they don't take any time off. So the coaches put in lots of work, the kids put in lots of work. We have programs established for kids to work throughout the season, the off season. We have D&D fitness. The kids stay on the same teams. They play baseball together, they play basketball together. So it's not just football, it's a lifestyle. It's family. We hang out together, we go to church together. So that's what makes the Bengals different from everybody else. And they may do the same things as us. I'm not saying we're any better or any different. We just work a whole lot harder.
Hey, that is very true. Let me tell you a quick story about how I actually came to even know the Bengals. just moved to Vacaville. You know, kids were real young, you know, 7 years old, coming up to me talking about there's a football league in town. It brought me a photo or a flyer, and it said the Bulldogs on it. And I was like, oh, that's cool, the Bulldogs. So then we went down, and they had the parade. They had a parade going in town. I was new to the area. What parade do you guys know to go to?
Fiesta Days.
Okay, yeah, so it was a Fiesta Days parade, and man, we seen these shiny helmet fools come by. I was like, that's the Bulldog, but that don't look like no Bulldogs. And then someone's like, no, that's the Bengals. And then so I started asking questions, right? And then the Bengals was the organization that was doing it, but from that point, you know, I kind of asked around town, and they was like, you know what, the Bengals is where to go. They just looked so off the hook. The uniforms were so clean. They were shiny. It definitely looked like they take more pride than the average team. So when I seen that, I was kind of hooked. And then asking around town, they were like, oh, the Bengals is the where to go. So I signed my kid up, and honestly, coming out and seeing the support from all the different parents is the reason why I started doing video. Honestly, I started doing video basically for the Vacaville Bengals, and it's been a lovely venture for me. But honestly, it is just like they said, because you can't even be a Bengal and not give major support, because that's what everybody does. And if you want to, you know, fit in and be a part of the crew, then that's what you do. And that's why I love the Bengals. I mean, it's true.
Definitely what's expected.
Yeah.
Definitely what's expected. I came into the organization 5 years ago. Coach, knowing not a whole lot about football outside of the little I remembered from playing in my day, and you know, learned so much from all the other coaches, and on my own, I was encouraged to learn on my own and figure things out on my own, and just work up. And it's a culture. It's a way of doing things that's encouraged from top to bottom. You know, I mean, it's expected from the president. He expects it from his board members. The board members expect it from the coaches. The coaches expect it from the players. It just trickles on down, and that's definitely how it's a culture that's definitely implemented and expected out of everybody. And I do believe that is a big reason for our success.
True, and image is everything. If you don't feel good, you're not going to play good. So in order to get to that level, you have to look good. So we make sure image is everything. So the first thing we do when we step on that field, we're dressed to a T. It doesn't mean brand new jerseys. It doesn't mean shiny new helmets. It means dressed as a team. If I had my way, it wouldn't even say Bengals on the front or any last name on the back. It would just be 11 kids out there doing their best. But we do look good.
Definitely look good.
Touch on something?
Yeah, and you know, the Bengals, when I first came to Vacaville in 2004, you know, I've had 4 sons to come through the Bengals organization, you know, so I wouldn't be here if it wasn't a class organization. And I've been around other football organizations. And the thing is, no organization is perfect. We have good times, some bad times, but I think 99% of the time, everybody's really in it for the kids, you know. And that's what really keeps me grounded and rooted into the Bengals. And so that is the success of the Bengals. It's that culture that we keep talking about that we have. It's not to knock, and we're not knocking any other organization. I want to make that clear. We have a lot of good football in the city of Vacaville. The Bulldogs, they have a great organization. The Junior Falcons, they have a good organization. As far as the Bengals, I think right now we are the current bar as far as youth football in this city for right now. But all the other teams are competitive. They're very good. They got great coaches. And they're good organizations too. But the Bengals, you know, I think what sets us apart is that consistent involvement we have with our good board, good coaches, and good parents.
Let me ask you something. Not to cut you off, but let me ask you something real quick, because I get this a lot. You know, do you think all the videos and stuff I put out there on YouTube is damaging the organization at all, or?
Not
I mean, honestly, it's okay to tell the truth.
No, not by a long shot. As long as we're not having the film show our play so they can scout us, but we're going to change every year. The highlights only just enhance what the Bengals do. I love sitting here talking to you. I'm not a camera guy. I do love my fans. I do love my people. But I do love that the kids are getting the shine. That's what I love it. You go to the Bengal website, VacavilleBengals.com, click on highlights, and you will see some kids getting their shine. It's all about the kids.
And another thing, you know, we're talking about football, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention we're not only a football organization, with football and cheer.
Okay.
So we have a lot of great ladies that cheer for us, and we've had ladies that have played football for us, phenomenal athletes.
That's true.
And if you go to Vacaville Shine on YouTube or go look at some of our clips, you will see some, little D. Lou out there. We've had players in the past. So we're not only a football organization, we're also promoting cheer. And, we want to get our cheer organization to keep growing as well. So if football isn't your thing and you want to cheer, we also have a great cheer component to the Bengals as well. So we got a great cheer team that's done excellent. So we got to also make sure we don't forget that. So if you're looking to sign up for cheer.
So this is just a small piece of the head of the organization, and they got a lot of other people that are putting in a lot of work to make all this happen, and all those good highlights. I always want to give it up and say thanks, because without these guys, they put in so much time, man. I mean, honestly, it's like a side job in a way that you don't get paid for, and you probably put just as much time into this as you do your real job, and it's that serious. So I always want to tell the guys thank you for that. And then one other thing too, man, for all the guys that are out there watching, sitting on the couch, not doing nothing, man, I mean, these guys are doing what you watch on TV every Sunday on a smaller level, but you guys watch the game. These guys is formulating it from the front to the back, side to side. I mean, it is so fun to do. So like I said, you guys are sitting on the couch, man. Get a part of something, man. Go be involved. They would love to probably teach you or give you something to do. You know what I mean? So yeah, if you guys want to be a part of this, man, come down. You can sign up. Bring your kids down. Sign up at VacavilleBengals.com. Where else could they contact you if they need to contact you guys?
All our contacts are on the website.
So VacavilleBengals.com, Vacaville Shine for all the highlights and all the footage, and I think that's pretty much it.
I do want to say real quick, if you're looking for a sport for a young man or maybe even a young woman, to me, in my mindset, football is the ultimate sport for a young person. It isn't for every kid, but there's no other sport that you learn the work ethic, the mental and physical toughness, teamwork, individual accountability. There's so much that kids gain from football, and I will say, from a Bengals standpoint, like you said, it's all about the kids, and I'll say even from volunteering as a coaching standpoint, there's nothing more gratifying than watching a kid transform from maybe a shy, timid kid to, a kid. I mean, there's nothing more gratifying. You walking through a store and you hear Coach Busby, what's up? And I mean, just that kind of thing. Knowing that you set an example and made a difference in a kid's life. Or just even being a small part of a kid's life, A lot of our kids are fortunate enough to have a good organization where most of our kids have great parents. But sometimes a parent isn't what the kid needs. Sometimes the parent needs somebody outside of that to show them a positive influence. So, if you want something that's positive for your kid, that will teach your kid, like I said, so many different things on so many different levels, football's a great sport.
Yeah. So, I'm going to touch on what he was just saying real quick. And it's true, because one of my most, memorable experiences, man, I was probably in the second grade, playing basketball at the boys club. And, I made a basket at 2 seconds left. You know what I'm saying? Buzzer beater. And honestly, man, that was like it was the best feeling and the best buzzer beater. I mean, I never ever did that again in my life. I'm an adult now. Never have I made another buzzer beater. So that was like the only experience of like winning that at the buzzer game in my lifetime. I was in the second grade, you know what I mean? So we just never know, the kind of impact that these sports are having on us, you know what I mean? So, he's completely right about that. It definitely has a good impact, and memories to last for a lifetime, you know what I mean? So.
And the reason why I do what I do is because when I grew up, my coaches were kind of my everything, and I had great experiences. My coaches were my role models, father figures, they taught me the game, whether it be football, baseball, basketball, but they left me with a lot of good experiences, and that's kind of what I want my kids to have, and the kids that I'm affiliated with the Bengal organization to have just good experiences, those fun memories, because even high school in this city, high school football is so competitive, which is a good thing. But youth football is really the last time you really get to have fun and play the game. I mean, fun.
Yes.
High school they have fun, but it's a lot more serious.
Yeah.
Kids are bigger, stronger, faster, and schemes and all that. But youth football, you really can just have a lot of fun, and that's why I do what I do.
Okay. And like I said, this is the Vacaville Sports Show, so we like all the different sports. So you don't have to only play the football. If you guys want to get out there, just please get out there and get involved in something. You know what I mean? Because then I'll have something to come out and record. So But anyways, I want to thank everybody for coming out. I want to thank you guys for watching the show, tuning in. Every day, 8:30, you guys can catch me here. I want to thank Jason, thank Bugsby, and thank Mike for coming out. And we're going to wrap it up here. Leave some comments on my YouTube. All the stuff that we talked about here today, feel free to leave comments. And we all look at the YouTube so we can comment back and we can go back and forth on this. So if there's anything that you feel we're wrong about, or you might have some better knowledge, let us know. You know what I mean? We're not afraid to grow, and we're not afraid to learn, So like I said, thanks a lot for coming out. Next, stay tuned because it's the highlight show, and the highlight show is basically going to be with some of the coaches. They're going to be commentating over their footage from the season. They were a championship team this 2013 season. So you guys are going to definitely enjoy this. So do not change the channel. Stay tuned, and this is for you guys. Check it out. Thanks, guys, for coming out. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
First game of the year.
Yeah.
Little stress on the coaches. Taking over for a great coach.
Legend.
Been doing it for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Lot to prove.
We proved
A little bit.
He was nasty all year long.
Any changes in the defense, or you kept the defense the same?
Defense pretty much stayed close. We ran more of a 5-3 than more than a 5-2 most of the time. But the biggest change of our defense was I'm moving Avery from outside linebacker to middle linebacker. Have the best in the middle.
Yes, sir.
Avery, and then Brennis, I wanted him a year ago to be at my linebacker spot. Came through this year, and he was such an asset. Being a little man like he was probably one of our most aggressive tacklers.
Yeah.
Just showing those first two plays, it showed on the run and on the tackle. He didn't just hit him, he drove him back 15 yards.
Yeah.
And that's, gotta love that.
Sometimes big things come in small packages.
Yep. Brennis again. One thing, speed kills.
Yeah, that boy got some wheels on.
Isn't he nationally ranked in track?
Yep. More of a 400-meter runner, but he could be a sprinter. Definitely could be.
So what would you say the difference between the year before's team and this team? The biggest thing that improved?
The biggest thing that improved this year was our line blocking. It's one thing you see, has he got touched yet? Last year, the year before, his name's Avery, the man. He's a grown man at 10 years old. He made plays. This year, the plays was made themselves. Our linemen got to where they needed to go, and there was no problems.
It was the overall cohesiveness of the offense in general.
Exactly.
I mean, we did do a lot more with the offensive line in terms of blocking schemes, but there was more of a cohesiveness between the backs and the offensive line that we didn't have before, and I think that's also part of it.
And the second thing, like a defense-wise, is changing people to different positions. This young man, Blakely, I told him this year, it's time to man up, because he's one of our most talented kids. He could be probably the fastest kid. Brennis is fast, but if he really got in it, I think he can beat Brennis. He's that powerful. Strong. This year, I told him I don't have no time for him. making mistakes. He was the biggest beast on that DN. He was unstoppable. Of course, Wild thing.
Yeah.
He's a football player. Again, we had so much talent, and I knew that. And
So-
like people use that, well, you had the talent to do it. It's like it was the talent. It's how they played together.
So does every year that you go in, every position's wide open?
Wide open. And I tell them
Absolutely.
right away, you must earn that. Again, we will, and it's going to be the same thing this year. We had a goal. We knew we were the best. I told the kids this last season, not being cocky, this season is just warm up for the national, not nationals, for the championship.
Yeah.
Oak Grove. That was our goal. These are warm up games. There was no team out there that's going to beat us. I wasn't being. It had nothing to do with nothing like that. The talent we had and the work me and Buzz, oh my goodness, the work we and Buzzy put in.
Yeah.
You know, they asked when does your season end? We have about 2 months off.
Yeah.
And we're back into it because we created a new playbook, created blocking assignments, we created a lot of things that I knew what it needed to take Oak Grove apart. So
the
that
team's
was
still open to like new kids coming on.
always
Oh,
open.
yeah.
Never
Oh,
said.
yeah.
Always open. We have new kids coming. We have 5 new kids coming this year. We're gonna get together soon, and I'm gonna tell them it's open.
Open opportunity.
It's open. I'm gonna tell the other kids.
Your spot's
You,
open.
shit. I
We're
never ever have been that kind of person that, gonna give it. But our one thing about the Bengals as an organization and as a team, the kids we usually have, 99% of the kids, no matter what their talent level is, they play hard. Period. They don't like, oh, that's my spot. I got it. No. That's one thing I noticed about my team, all the teams. All the kids always played in practice like they played. And so when other parents like, well, why my kid like, look, come to practice.
Uh-huh.
You know?
I think that makes the difference too in the whole, season in the long run. You got all these kids going hard from the very beginning. They're challenging each other, getting to the next level, every practice to on practice. So yeah, that's definitely probably why they're so good towards it.
We just look for every year. We look for guys that are willing to step
Step it
up,
up.
fill a role, and make that role the best they can make it. In other words, if we put a guy on offensive line, I want that kid to take pride in that job, take pride in learning that job. And that's what we had this year. We had.
And this is what it's all about. These are our studs, our starters on kickoff
I didn't
team.
have this one going.
And no matter what, look what they're doing. That's our quarterback. It wasn't an onside kick. He ran down 45 yards and got the ball. And one thing about the Bengals, again, is not look at me, look at me. Look at that. Avery, the beast.
So you teach the kids to put that many helmets on.
We're dippers. A dipping, when you do the form, we call it dipping somebody. That means your head's on the side, shoulder pads in the chest, pick them up, bring them down. Never head helmet. We stress that more than anything. Head up. You can't tackle what you can't see. And having the talent we have as runners, you put your head down, we're gone.
Well, for both tackling and blocking, it's your shoulder pads, not your head. You gotta
Again.
see what you're hitting, whether you're blocking that man or you're tackling that man. Get your head up, shoulder pads low. And by nature, when you come through somebody, you're gonna lift them. That's just whether you're blocking or tackling. You get your shoulder pads low and you get up.
Hey, look at this. Look at that. Pick them up, bring them down.
Can't run with his feet off.
Yep.
You want to soda some chips?
Oh yeah, but he don't. As a Bengal, one thing we never. What about our kids is another thing I noticed from all the teams. We don't give up on the play. If the play is broken, we're not gonna say, "Oh, play's over. Throw the ball away. Throw the ball to somebody else." Keep going. Play's broken. Can't stop. There's a broken play. Running back ran the wrong way. Brennan didn't stop. He ran for 6 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Kids didn't stop blocking, and that's what makes broken plays into good plays. They're going full speed at all times. And that's why other kids doing this.
What?
Yeah.
What just happened?
Even here, fumbled it around a little bit, it didn't matter. Looking for someone to hit.
Look at all those guys setting up.
Looking for someone to hit. Don't give this again, daddy, doing this daddy thing.
Look at all those guys. Look how many people it takes to bring them down.
That sets a tone right there. And after that run, I had to get right back to Big Avery because he deserved that.
Not
Look at
touch.
that. Look at
Not
that.
touch the entire way. That right there is a perfect example of the difference from last year and this year.
No, we rotated so many teams. We rotated so much. We did have kids go both ways. At this age, I want to give them an opportunity to play everything. You have no idea what you're gonna do. Any opportunity we have for them to play both ways, we wanted to give them an opportunity to.
See a lot of different kids out there.
Yeah. Wrong hole. If you would have hit the hole like you're supposed to, touchdown.
That was the second.
Touchdown.
The orange team.
Yeah. It wasn't even a blocking. It was our back.
Made the watch.
Yeah, exactly. We always hit the hole. And there's Lobo. Not a running back. Quarterback. Lay them out. I guess you look at him, straighten helmet. I've never seen so many helmets getting straightened out in the game. McCain. This year is going to be a couple kids playing different positions, of course. And it's more by, I know you played that, but they got bigger, or they didn't get bigger, and then putting weight on, I'm going to have to switch them out of certain spots. I know I won't have a problem with that. They always have to know that. I'm trying to get them to high schools, to college. My goal is to get these kids to college, make the parents happy. That's a lot of money I don't have to pay for. Again, all this posturing, and look what happens on this play. Look good, looks good. First of all, they didn't take off. Guess what?
Set the block.
Look at this. Are they looking for somebody? Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bam, 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 bam.
That was a rain too, wasn't it?
Huh?
That was a rainy game.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Look at the rain come down. And that was all about them playing as a team. Even Del Torre got him some. Look at that blocking. Delivery. No helmet to helmet. Shoulder.
Yep.
Lever the shoulder. And then they bring us quite lightly. Look at that block.
Yeah, Juke's
Look at it.
blocker.
Oh, look there. They take their own blocker out. And see ya.
Another
Get out. 2. Same spot. Look at the third one just quit.
I
get it.
too. He's like, all right, you can have it.
Blakely had to get to him. Look at this. Oh, what?
Johnny on the spot right there.
Bottom.
A nice little entourage.
Again, he wasn't like the other teams would do. The ball's on the ground. Everyone trying to jump and try to take it.
Yeah.
It wasn't Blakely caused a fumble. Saw Wilder picking it up. Blakely with the ball.
Yep.
Unselfish. One team, one dream.
Now, have you ever had a kid that started off a bar player?
This year we had so many stars. There wasn't really any.
A lot of kids showed
I mean,
up.
even in your career.
Conyers. He was a par player. It was more. He had anxiety.
There's a handful.
He was very. It was more not he had all the talent in the world, but the anxiety got to him a lot, and it was like I had to reassure him, like you have the talent, just relax.
Yeah.
You know, and then he stayed down. He ended up being a starter not this last season, year 4, as a younger kid.
Becker and Busby are both par players.
You want a soda?
A year or two.
No, thank you.
They stepped it up. Yeah.
The captain now.
And again, don't give up. Look, bam, bam. Look, Busby blocking. Smith.
That was excellent.
This young man right here, another one of those young men that has all this. I gotta get him going. He's another one of those young guys, just fast as bricks.
Yeah.
But once he gets once he gets his confidence.
It's one of the things I was telling Darren earlier with the offensive line. At the beginning of the year, we had some of our schemes kind of worked out, but a lot of them we were still figuring out throughout the season. And you can see in this film as the season progresses the maturity of the offensive line and where they take these schemes.
Exactly, like a blocking.
This year we're 100 times more prepared at the beginning of the year than we were at the same time last year.
And this is a team that beat us 27-7? The year before
27-7.
dominated us. They had no clue. Even though our first game was probably one of the worst games, but our blocking, look at the kids. That's almost professional. Almost professional.
I came over here, Sean, so when they instead of looking back and talking,
Our pass blocking this year was phenomenal.
I'm sitting here so they can stay looking into the camera rather than looking.
I think that was a game that I told Avery is like, you're being too pretty.
Yeah.
Time, that's done.
Yeah.
As you ain't daddy no more.
Yeah.
You know what? All this dancing, you don't dance. And you know, I keep it real. My kids know that. And he talked to it. You're right, coach. I am getting a little pretty.
Yeah.
So you ain't a pretty kid.
Yeah.
You ugly. Let's get ugly back on the field. No fear on our kids. Swing back to the outside. Here we go, Miguel. Bam. Let's get a countdown. If the young man get up. Look at the attack. Look at the attack. Head to the side. Shoulder pad in.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's out.
10 count. Legal. Like how we do everything. Legally. Again. Had no clue. He was throwing it up. 4 defenders, 2 players. This is a 4th down play right here. So we just went for it. It was it. This is how we got the lead. It was a battle at this time, and then Blakely. Incredible speed. This is one of their fastest kids. Look at what happens.
Somebody chases him.
That's how much speed, natural speed he has.
This year, our pass blocking from the start was just.
And here they are, hurricanes.
Sack.
Yeah, coming to take us out.
Very good team. Very good organization. But it was unmatched. It was a college team against a pro team, basically. Number 1 is an incredible runner. Look at that speed. Again, how dare he let him do that?
Yeah.
I told him that. Like, you let that little man
Catch you.
that'll catch you. Like I said, he had more speed than you, but he's smaller than you. You have pimp slap. I was like, you have pimp slap guys out your way. He should do a boom and kept going. And he knew it. He looked at me, hold on. He looked at me, like, you know what I'm gonna say, right? Yeah. Again, we inherited such a great team. He's like
Mike Tomlin.
A little bit. He inherited it. And that's having, great players, but just great kids. So hope not losing anyone, be great. Like McCain, hopefully be back.
Oh, we got it. I mean, this year too, we picked up Malone.
Yep. Oh, Murga,
Cabeza.
Are they all coming back?
Oh yeah. Oh. Look at that speed. Look at that hit. That was a hit though. Legal hit.
Legal.
Malone probably was one of our biggest new players.
This young man needs to step it up this year.
Man, he center both sides.
And his
of
wild
the ball.
thing. This is when I want to punish people. I get this young man the ball. Come here, give me some.
So Malone's proof that you could be a new player and still start.
Well, he played football. He's just never
I'm just saying
played
he's
for a
new to
team
the
like
Bengals.
ours.
Malone, Murga.
Rewind that again and show the blocking on that from the front to the back. Offensive line and the backs. This is a perfect example of the cohesiveness that we obtained this year that we didn't have last year.
It was a great hit. He took him out a few plays, but he's a Bengal.
Yeah, he got right back in.
He got right back in. As soon as he caught his breath, caught his wind, he's back.
Watch how this is blocked. This is
Look at the block. Look how far back they are, first of all. A little bit more attacking.
This isn't the play.
There's a ball display.
That one wasn't as well blocked as I would have liked. But Wilder made up for it. Now this play is just, it's all just power running.
Look at that block. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was great. He did run outside, but he could have ran right down the middle.
He hit the hole.
He would have hit the hole like he should
They
have.
never would have done last year. But what I liked is you saw offensive linemen hitting and driving guys 10, 15
Oh,
yards
I don't know what this is about.
Yeah, this was
Play one. I think it was a play first game, play of the game.
this was
Offensively.
as bad as I felt for an opponent.
Look at that. No one touched him. It wasn't even tag football.
I don't normally
kid just
feel
ran
bad
away
for
the
the
other way.
opponents, but
Which is I get some Gatorade. First one. Number 2. This next one. Brennan. I got a little crack on him. Oh, it missed him though.
Missed the cracks. But still hit somebody though.
Yep. Wilder. Blakely. Sorry, Blakely. I know, like, I don't know why I said Blakely. 3.
You pulled
Blakely
starters
again.
out at what point in this game?
This is still the first quarter right
we
here.
consistently rotated in this game just because we didn't want to take all the starters out and not let them play at all. But yeah, we played the
Every touchdown. I think this is the 5th touchdown of the first quarter. So this is orange. This is not both. This is black and orange playing. It's not like every time we score, we switch the team in. I talked to referees about it. First of all, again, one thing what we did, I thought was an issue the year before that we dominated so much. Our starters did not get enough playing time, and then when it came down to the championship, it showed.
Keep the battle tested.
So that was a thing I didn't want to do. No matter what the issues, what happened, I thought it was the right thing to do not to. Even though everyone did play like they should.
Well, everybody played probably.
Everybody played a lot.
Yeah, we just
The kid just gave up.
consistently rotated
Yeah.
kids in this game. We'll even rotate our orange offense and orange defensive players in every game if they're doing what they're supposed to do. But a kid that if there's a particular kid that's not doing what he's supposed to do, i.e. playing hard, doing his job, he may not get extra playing time. But if we have a kid that's busting his butt and doing his thing, then
Was that championship game?
yeah,
That was it. That was a regular.
This is the
Yeah.
championship.
That was our regular. I said I watched it all. That was a regular season. Everything happened like we expected. I didn't want the kids to get too excited about it. It didn't really mean nothing. Every game was a practice game for us this year. They had opportunity to show against Oak Grove how nerves can take over, because there was no match talent wise. We watched the film, which one thing we did very much this year, watching the film. Kids watched the film against Oak Grove and they're going, they watched it. We didn't have to say nothing. We showed the kids what they did against Oak Grove, and they're like, we played horrible. So when the game came down to the playoffs and championship, a different story.
Let me say too, a little wake-up call for us was our first playoff game against Fairfield Falcons, a D2 team coming out. And for whatever reason, it was probably our. I mean,
most challenging.
The Oak Grove regular season game was a pretty terrible game as far as our execution. But that game, for whatever reason, we obviously still won and won in Bengal fashion, but at the same time, it wasn't how we should have won. Yeah, they came to play and our kids did. I mean, fortunately, we still won the game. We still won the game in Bengal fashion, but at the same time, it wasn't up to our standard of play. And I think coming off the field, the kids really knew that, and you could feel a tangible difference in the kids in practice that next week and in the game that following week. And I think that really was kind of the wake-up call that they
needed.
I wouldn't say needed.
They did need it.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things that, which I applaud the coaches, and we talked about it all season, is like, these teams, we're going to roll them. We have the talent, we put the work in, we're gonna beat these teams. So keeping the kids keeping them grounded.
Yeah.
That was the thing. Having a game like against a Fairfield, which is not a D2 team, they should be with D1. It wasn't. They had the talent. They dropped down to see if they can make it to the playoffs. That's why they pretty much, I think, to get there, whatever works for them. So it wasn't. We were a matched team, but to make it through the whole season on a high and play the way we did, I was impressed. Mm-hmm. So I knew it had to be at least one low.
Yeah.
That was it. And it was one of the things we said. It was, sometimes you want to tell somebody after they win, I told you so. Mm-hmm. And we had the opportunity to say that. Yeah. I told you so.
Yep.
Yeah.
I told you so. So when it came down to this championship, when the president told us that we get a wild card, I graciously gave it back to the man.
Yeah.
Said, man, you might need that next year.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna be even more prepared this coming year. First play of our offense. First play. Look at the block. He didn't get touched.
He stayed on his block. He's 12.
Sorry, let's go back. Oh.
Right here. Sanchez.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's another guy that a new kid that really stepped up.
Yeah.
Sanchez and Green on the right side of the offensive line.
Green's being young, being wrong. It wasn't. Yeah, again, it's a mental thing. This is, like I said, Green is one of our littlest guys on our team. Was probably one of most aggressive.
Yeah.
Great attitude. But this is our first play of our offense. We ran a little full house backfield, and look, he knew. Father knew. Get him to open, done. That was their pass against ours.
And another perfect example of no egos on our team too is
Everybody's cheering each other on.
Well, there's that. Just of an individual that I can think of. Sanchez came from Japan, was it?
Yeah.
Played corner.
Yep.
He was used to being a defensive skill position player and ended up playing offensive line. Never once hung his head about it.
Nope.
Took pride in his position, learned the position, excelled at the position.
Like I said all year, the football gods came through with the new players. We came with the team we had for the years we had, and then these new kids, Malone, Sanchez, and Malone's like dad's like play football. He was a starting linebacker. He was just like, yeah, I'm not sure we're gonna be, but I need a talented center.
Center.
With no attitude, nose guard. Oh, he will love that defense. Sanchez never like all the kids, smile in the face.
Yeah.
Let's play ball.
Yeah. Malone cracked me up. We hadn't even started the season yet. We were just doing a little conditioning. He started talking to the kids. Hey, I don't know who's going to play where, but some of you are going to play offensive line. I was talking up the offensive line position. I said, one of the best things about offensive line, every single play you hit somebody. You're running the ball, you're trying to avoid getting hit. Mm-hmm. You're on defense, you're trying not to get blocked. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you don't get to the tackle, so you don't get to make a hit. Offensive line, your goal is to knock somebody on their butt. I could see Malone there.
Big grin
on his face.
Big grin.
I was like, that's what I want right there.
That guy right there.
He was like, all I want to do is hit somebody.
And where I'm from, Washington, Seahawks. That's how we roll. My high school went to my high school. That's how we play football. Coach said I was a free safety, but he needed a defensive end. I used to cause trouble for our head coach because I ran a 4.240 and I was playing defensive end. I could knock you out. So it didn't matter. I was on the football field, and that's what I understand. When we say, "Hey, what do you want to play?" Raise your hand. We know what football players are. A football player is playing being on the field, and we have a lot of those kids. And that's going to say, because you have no idea where you're going to be beyond the Bengals. Mm-hmm. But when they know you play for the Bengals,
it's a leg
yes, it is. It is very much so. And this is one of the big drives. They drove all the way down the field. There was no give up. Now, this is the drive. They took almost the whole first quarter on their drive after we scored on our first play. This is what Lobo came through and nope. And here we go. This ended the game. Grannis.
That was a nice cleanup.
Kane, I don't know who they're throwing to.
You intercepted that?
Yep. And again, our kids. Dang, no. Let's go. Yeah, put the ball down, let's go.
There's another perfect hit of the hole.
You couldn't get the ball over fast enough.
And this game is against the champs.
The guys that blew out the year before.
And here we go. Not touch.
Caught a shoelace right there. But still, you get 10 yards on touch. I'll take that every day.
Feels so good. Yeah, do it again.
This that dive.
Wilder. Yeah. Look at that. Look. One hit. They crowd the line, thinking they can outman the man.
Yeah.
Guess who? Doesn't matter. Oh, I scored 2 touchdowns already.
I think he even blows past the kid.
He gets knocked down. This is what a Bengal do. Look at that. He ain't done. He ain't fall down. Oh, I missed the play.
That's what up downs are for.
Yep.
There we go.
Thank you for the great video, Sean.
Undefeated, baby! Undefeated! Hey, let's go! Get it tight, make it loud, make it loud!
Your chat, Avery, come on.
Every day.